Hi everybody, this is Laura
and Arnie
with Crazy Cool Cakes. We love Dr. Seuss, and today we're going to be teaching you how to make these awesome cupcake toppers.
Let's go ahead and get started.
We're going to start by cutting out the bases for our adorable toppers. This white one is for our green eggs and ham, and I'm using a 2-inch circle cutter. We're also going to cut out a red one for our beautiful Cat in the Hat hat. Don't forget that you can always find the list to our favorite tools and materials that we're using here in the description box below our video. Next, I'm cutting out a 1.5-inch white circle, and this is going to be for the brim of the hat. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back of the white circle, and here I am showing off my new line of marbled brush stands. Remember, you can always order from my Etsy shop if you'd like one of your own. To make the hat, I'm going to use some red gum paste, and I'm going to roll this into a ball. This will be just a little under 1.25 inches in width. Next, I'm going to roll it into a long teardrop, and this teardrop is about 2 inches long. Next, I want to flatten both ends of the teardrop, so I'm standing it up on my table, and I'm using my palms to just twist it and press it down up against the table. Make sure you do the same thing to both sides, so this will be the top and bottom parts of the hat. I want to sharpen up the edges a little bit, especially to make it very easy for this hat to stand on my circular base, so I'm just taking my fingers and just pinching the edges all the way around. Be sure to do this to both the top and bottom of the hat. Next, I'm going to slightly pinch one side of the top of the hat, and this will now be the front of our hat. Then I'm going to slightly arch the entire hat. You can have your little hat leaning in whatever direction you want. Just know that the little pinched area is actually the front of the hat. Just like that. Next, just add a little bit of glue to the bottom of your hat, and then you're going to place it right in the center of the white brim. Give it a good little press to make sure it's nice and stuck.
Looking good.
For the white stripes on the hat, I'm going to roll out some white gum paste, and I'm going to use my awesome straight blade to cut out 2 little strips, each about 1/4 inch wide. Then I'm going to cut one end of the strips nice and straight. Okay, so since the little pinched area marks the front of the hat, we know exactly where to start adding our little white strips in the back. Add a little bit of edible glue to the back of one of the white strips. Then add it to the back of the hat, about 1/4 inch from the bottom. Use your straight blade to cut off the excess. Close the seam as much as possible and make sure everything's nice and straight. Then just do the same thing with the second little white strip. These are so fun and easy to make.
You got that right.
For our second cupcake topper, roll out a green ball of gum paste a little over 1 inch wide, and then you're going to roll it into a fat teardrop shape. This should be about 1.5 inches long. We want to flatten the wider end of the ham, so just like we did the hat, stand it up on your tabletop and roll it between your palms up against your table. For the other end of the ham, we're just going to take our 2 fingers and pinch them together and just roll back and forth. How cute is that? Press it down up against your table to make sure it's nice and stable. Now I'm going to add a little bit of edible glue to the bottom of the ham. Check out this really pretty blue brush stand, one of my favorites. And I'm going to add it just to one side of the white circle topper. Give it a nice little press down, make sure it's nice and stuck. Just like that. For the little ham bone, just roll a little tiny white ball of gum paste, and you're going to semi-flatten it on your table. Add a little bit of edible glue to the back of it and just place it right in the center in the front of the ham. Now we're going to make this super cute little eggs. So for each egg white, just roll 2 little pea-sized balls. Roll them into a teardrop. You can make each one as odd shaped as you'd like and just semi-flatten them up against your table. Perfect egg whites. Carefully pick it up and flip it over and add a little bit of glue to the back of it, and then you're going to place it on one side of the ham. Make sure you leave plenty of room for your second little egg white. Then do the same for your second little egg white. For the little green yolks, just roll out 2 little tiny green balls and semi-flatten them kind of like in a dome shape. Add a little bit of glue to the back of each one and place it wherever you'd like on the egg white. They don't have to be right in the middle. So cute. Getting hungry? Now the fun part, we get to draw on our beautiful little toppers. So I'm going to start by adding a black line all along the outer edge of the white brim, just like that. Next, some cute little dashes and dots on the white brim itself. Starting to look very Seussian. Now just some little dashes here and there to give it a little more character. I think drawing these little circles on the top of the hat is my favorite part. So just draw little circular lines, all layered on top of each other, kind of like in a brick pattern, until you get to the very outer edge. Now this part is also super fun. You just draw a bunch of little lines and a few little dots here and there all along the sides of the hat. You just want to be careful that you don't overdo it, because if you draw way too many lines, the hat's just going to start to look too dark. Straight out of the book. Now we get to draw on our green eggs and ham. So you're going to start with one little black line around the ham bone. And just like we did at the top of the hat, we're going to draw a bunch of little circular lines, layered all the way till we get to the outer edge. So cute. Next, we're going to draw some dark lines around the egg yolks and also around the egg whites. Let's finish off these eggs with just a few little lines and dots. Okay, just a few little circular lines at the pointy end of the ham, and then some really nice zigzag lines all along the sides of the ham. This is really fun. We're almost done drawing on our ham. All we need now are some really nice long illustration lines along the top of the ham. And then of course you can throw in a few little lines and a couple of little dots in there wherever you have some empty spaces. How cute is that? I love it. Last but not least, we're going to draw on our white circle, and this is to make it look like one of the plates from the story. So there's no exact way to do this, as long as you just add lines wherever there's some wide open white spaces. You really don't want to see a bunch of white all in one area. And again, one black line all along the edge by laying the side of the tip on the edge of the circle. And lastly, just a few little tiny dashes. Nice. Pretty cool, huh? Whoops, I forgot the little tiny lines on the egg yolks. There we go. I think these toppers are so adorable. Cat in the Hat hats and green eggs and ham. Perfect for any Dr. Seuss theme party. I had so much fun making these, you guys, and we really hope you enjoy making them as well. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hey, and if you'd like to learn how to make some really awesome Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cupcake toppers, click on the left. And if you'd like to learn some really cool and beautiful hand painting techniques on cakes, click on the video on the right. We'd like to invite you to visit our online shops, and we would love for you to follow us on our social media. You can find all the links underneath the video. But more importantly, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks everybody, take care.
Bye-bye, everybody.